So are you guys coming to Ireland, or you are in Ireland already? So you guys must have started doing your research work about what are the things that you have to do in Ireland, right? And one search term that you must have come across is the GNIB. You're probably thinking about what is GNIB, what is IRP, what is the Irish Residence Permit, right? What is Ireland Residence Permit? Are they all the same thing, or are they like different things altogether? You guys must be pretty much confused about what are these cards about, whether you need it, right? How to apply for the GNIB or IRP card, and whether you need to have only one card out of all these cards. So if you have any kind of these questions coming up in your mind right now, so you guys are at the right place, and in this video I will help you out in addressing all the questions related to your GNIB, IRP card, what is the process behind it, what is the fees, where you can apply for it, and all the other relevant things as well. So welcome back guys to the channel, and this is your friend Arun, and I am an IT professional with a passion for adventure and helping others. As an avid traveler, trekker and hiker, I enjoy exploring new places and discovering different cultures. Additionally, I take pleasure in assisting people with settling down, whether they are moving to Ireland or simply seeking advice for their travel plans. If you guys didn't got a chance to look at my shorts, please do so, and the previous videos as well, and you will definitely love them. And with that note, let's continue with this video now. So addressing the very first question, what is the GNIB card or what is IRP card? So guys, they are not different, they are absolutely the same thing. The GNIB is your Garda National Immigration Bureau card, or it can also be called as your IRP, which is again your Irish Residential Permit, or it can also be called as Ireland Residence Permit, right? So they are not different, they are the same thing. Now, what exactly is GNIB? So the GNIB, as I said, it's a Garda National Immigration Bureau. So it is responsible for stamping your passports, okay, and issuing you your IRP residential permits. Now, your IRP cards are nothing, they are more of like a temporary residence permit cards which are given to you, and with that card it makes like you eligible to stay in Ireland temporarily, okay, because you have to renew it in every 1 year. So addressing the second question, what is the need of this IRP or the GNIB card, right? Now this GNIB or IRP card, as I mentioned, it's a temporary residence permit which is given to you, which helps you to carry on with the job, right? Because every 1 year you have to renew your IRP cards, and you have to give the same proof to your employers as well, and which makes sure that you are still eligible to work in the Ireland. Now that is number one. So the second thing is that this IRP card helps you to move easily in and out of the Ireland. So let's say that you are going to your home countries or visiting any other countries, and once you're coming back here, you don't have to apply for the visa again. You just have to show this IRP card at the immigration at the airport, and that's it. So you will be allowed to come inside the country without any problems. Third thing is that you need to have this IRP card once you are in Ireland and you are thinking of to apply for a license here, right? Now when you apply for a learner license, you have to submit the IRP card as a proof, and it goes to the license authorities in the office here. You have to post it, and they will send it back to you. That's not a problem. They are not going to keep it, but they are going to send it back to you once they verify that yes, you have the right residential permit in order to stay in the Ireland, right? So that is, I think these are the three major areas where you need to have this IRP handy with you. Now apart from this is not a national identity card, let me tell you. So if someone asks you about the national identity card, it's not like you are going to show them your IRP card. It is not considered as a national identity card here. So there's a different card altogether which we will discuss about, which is your PPS card, right? And it is also known as PPSN card. So that card can be considered as a national identity card, but not the IRP card. So if you have not still subscribed to my channel, please do so. It will help us to grow together and achieve my first 1,000 subscribers as well. Plus it motivates me to bring much more greater content for you guys out there. So the next question we are going to address is whether you need to have this IRP card, okay? Now if you don't fall under these three categories, so then yes, you need to have the IRP card or the GNIB card. So the first category is if you're not an Irish national here, right? If you're not born here, if you're not an Irish citizen, so yes, then you need to have an IRP card. The second one is if you're not an EU or EEA national, so in that case you need to have this card. The third one is if you're not a Switzerland citizen, so in that case you need to have this IRP card again. If you are falling in any of these three categories, so this is not the video for you guys, I'm sorry for that. You can leave this video and you can do any other productive work. But if you are not falling under these three categories, so this is the video that you have to continue, okay? And as I said, you need to have the IRP card if you're not falling in any of these three categories. So guys, these cards are only issued to the people who are 16 or above. Okay, so these are not given to anyone who is below 16. So you have to keep in mind, like if you're coming with your any of the family members who are below 16, they will not be getting this IRP card. And also guys, if you're coming here as a tourist, so you will not be given this IRP card, because for this card you need to be here in the island for more than 90 days. Now what I mean by that is, if you're coming as a student, if you're coming as a working professional who have recently got a job in Ireland, or if you're coming from a company on a client location, right? Or if you're coming on a medical purpose or any kind of purpose that you have where you have to stay in Ireland for more than 90 days, then you have to apply for this IRP card as soon as you come to Ireland. So it is not issued to the tourists. So the next question is when you should apply for this IRP card. So the answer is that in order to apply for the IRP card, you have to be physically present in Ireland. You cannot apply for the IRP card if you're not here in Ireland, or if you're going to fly in a week or in a month or so, right? You cannot apply for it before you fly, okay, to Ireland. So you have to be physically present here. Once the immigration officer at the airport, he stamps your passport for a duration of 90 days. Now in those 90 days, you have to reach out to your local GNIB immigration office and you have to get your stamping done on your passport. Once the stamp is done, right, by a GNIB immigration officer in your area, and after that you will be given an IRP card that will be posted at your address where you are staying in Ireland. So the next question that I'm going to address is how to register for the IRP. So in that case, totally depends upon where are you staying. So if you're staying in Dublin, so in that case you have to register with the Berkeley immigration office there. They have a toll-free number on which you have to call. And their office is open from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you call at any time between these working hours and fix an appointment with them, and they will give you a date. You have to go with all the required documents and everything, and that is how it is done. Okay, so guys, if you're staying outside of Dublin, so in that case you have to register yourself with the local immigration office. Now every area have their own local immigration office where you have to go. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to go to gada.ie. Don't worry about the links. I will put the links here as well in the description box as well for your ease. So just go there, search for the area where you are living with the counties, right? And it will show you all the nearest Gada offices in your area. Choose the nearest one which is available. And once you do that, it will show you the contact details of the Gada office. Now you can drop an email to them. You can even call them as well, but I will suggest to drop an email because that is how they respond most of the times. So drop an email to them telling them that this is the first time registration and you need to register yourself, right? They will reply you back in a couple of days with the appointment date, and they will even tell you the list of the documents. If they're not giving you the list of the documents, you can even reply back on that mail asking like what are the documents required and things like that. But don't worry about the documents, because the next question that I'm going to address is what are the documents that you have to carry for your first time registration. So guys, a very important tip that I want to give you here is that it doesn't matter if you are going for a Berkeley immigration office or you are going to any of your local immigration office if you are staying outside of Dublin. So the important tip is that be on time there, okay? Make sure that you are at least 5 or 10 minutes early as per your appointment time, because that is very important. If you miss that time and if you're late by a minute or so, the people here are very punctual. If you miss it, your appointment will be cancelled and you might again have to wait for X number of days. Now how many days I don't know, because it is a very long waiting time. Because if you have followed my last video where I got my renew stamping done, I had to wait for more than 30 days, right? So if you don't want it, be there on time, at least like 5 or 10 minutes before your appointment time on the specific date. So the next question that I'm going to address is the list of the documents that you guys have to carry on the date of appointment. So the number one is your passport. That is where the immigration officer will put a stamp on it. Now once the stamping is done on it, right, within the next 10 to 15 days an IRP card will be available on your postal address where you are staying, right? Now the second one is your address proof. Now in the address proof you can show your utility bills if you're lucky to have one, right? If not, then you can even present your rental agreement between you and your owner or the agency from which you got the house. For the students who are living in the student accommodations, you can get a letter from an accommodation service, and you can present that letter as well as part of your address proof. So if you guys coming for your employment here, so in that case you also have to carry your employment permit, right? Now if you're coming as a student, so make sure that you have a letter from your college or university stating that you are a student with them, you have given all the fees, and you are here with them for this academic year. Now apart from this, if you guys have been given college identity cards, so make sure that you do carry them, because that is an added advantage. Other important document that you guys have to carry is your private health insurance. Now you can get it from your employer if you're joining some company here. Now if you're coming as a student, then you have to get yourself insured and you have to carry that document with you. So the next question is, what is the fee for this IRP? So the very straightforward answer is that you have to pay a fee of 300 euros. And now this fee have to be paid with the help of a card. It should not be cash any way possible. They do not accept cash. Make sure that you have a card with you which have a minimum 300 euros in it. It could be a credit card, it could be a debit card. If you don't have a card with you, make sure that you ask from your friend, from your colleague to help you out, and you can always pay them later. Now once you have paid your IRP fees and everything is done, so in the next 10 to 15 days you will get your IRP card in your home address. Now previously you had to visit the GADA office to collect your IRP cards, but now that process is all over, so you don't have to visit the GADA office anymore. Now they sent the IRP cards at your home address. Okay, so this IRP card has all your details. It has your name, it have your the date of issue, the date of expiry, the reason why you are here, and the type of the stamp, or you can say the type of the permission that you have here. Like for example, if you're coming as a student, so it will have stamp 2 on it. If you're coming as a professional, you're joining a company here, or coming on a transfer from a company to a client location, you will have stamp 1, and likewise. So whatever the reason for you are here in Ireland, that particular stamp name would be there on this IRP card. So the next question that I'm going to address is, do I need to renew this IRP card? And the answer is yes, and it's very important, because if you don't renew it, then you will not be authorized to stay in Ireland for whatever the reason you are here for. Now you have to renew it in every 1 year. So if you get your IRP card, so as I mentioned, like it have a kind of a date of issue and a date of expiry. So you always have to make sure that you should renew your IRP before the expiry date. Right now, if you want to know the whole process of renewing the IRP, so please watch my video, the previous video that I have created, where I renewed my stamp 1 and my wife renewed for stamp 1G, right? So you can get the complete process in and out and everything, and that will help you out to understand how you have to renew the IRP. So yes, when we talk about the fees for renewal, so every time you have to pay 300 euros every single year whenever you are going for renewing your IRP. So I know that's a hard part, but that's a bitter truth. You have to pay 300 euros every single year during the renewal process. So the next question that I'm going to address is, anyhow, which I have made a video before, but again I will address that question, how to renew the IRP. So in that case, it totally depends upon, as I said in the starting of this video, where are you staying. If you're staying in Dublin, so for the first time, you have to visit to the Berkeley immigration office for the stamping, but the second time in the renewal process, you don't have to visit. You just have to apply online. You have to fill an online application and everything. All the required documents have to be submitted online. Now once it is done, you will get the renewed IRP the card on your home address. So that is a process if you are staying in Dublin. Now for the people who are staying in outside of Dublin, so the process still remains the same, where you have to reach out to your local GADA office, drop an email to them, ask for an appointment to renew the IRP card, and they will call you on the appointment date, and you have to carry the documents with you for the renewal process. Right, and as I said, if you want to go into deep dive, please do watch this video. I would strongly suggest, because it will help you to understand the whole process in and out. A very important catch here in the renewal process for international students is that the initial IRP card they get is on stamp 2. So if you get a IRP card, you will have a stamp 2 written on it, right? Now once you complete your academic year and you go and you renew your IRP, this stamp 2 will be converted into a stamp 1G. Okay, so that is a very important catch here, because that is how it changes. Now if for some people who are on critical skills, if they are on stamp 1 for 2 years, the third year, if they go for a renewal, the stamp 1 will change to stamp 4. Okay, so few takeaways after we have discussed all these questions. The first takeaway is like you have to apply for this IRP as soon as you land down here, because as I said in the starting of the video, that once you are stamped at the airport, you are given a duration of 90 days. And in those 90 days, you have to get your IRP done. Okay. The second takeaway is that make sure that you carry 300 euros in a card, not as cash, which I mentioned earlier as well. So that is very important. Third takeaway is that be there on time, or before time, I would say. Don't be after time, because if you are there after time, your appointment will be cancelled and you again have to be on the waiting list. Fourth takeaway is that if you're confused about the documents that you have to carry, do reply back to your immigration office on the email address that they have reached out to you, or if you're staying outside of Dublin. Now people who are inside Dublin, make sure that you call on that toll-free number, right, and you confirm the list of the documents that you have to carry. Now apart from that, you can even go to the link that I have mentioned before and try to find out the documents yourself as well, because if any of the documents are missing, so in that case you will be sent back home. So by home I mean not your home country, but your place of stay in Ireland, and you will be given a new appointment date where you have to produce your all the documents again, which you don't want because the waiting time is too long. So guys, I can't think of any other more questions regarding the GNIB or IRP, and if you guys still have any other questions apart from the ones that I have discussed in this video, please mention them in the comment box here, and I will be very happy to take them one by one. So if you really like this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share this video with the people around you. So that's all for this video guys. I will catch you in the next one. Till then, take care, cheers, bye bye.